Well, good morning, you guys. I'm making this video to ask you guys if the same thing that is happening here in my area is happening where you live. Last night, I saw a video by BP Earthwatch, who lives down south. He lives on a remote stretch of land way back in the woods. He and his wife are nature enthusiasts, and he's been noticing the same exact problem that I have been seeing here in Western New York, and that is the fact that there has been a void of birds. Now, year round, I have feeders hung out, and I have always fed the squirrels and the birds. I put seed at the base of the tree out in the front yard, and I have suet hanging. I've had bird seed feeders. I even put breadcrumbs out for the birds, and there hasn't been one. I have not seen one cardinal this winter, not one. And you know how they stand out against the white snow, a bright red cardinal. There's been no blue jays. There's been no tufted titmouse. There has been no eastern black cape chickadee. We used to have so many species of birds coming and going from the feeders to the trees and flying through the yard. It would drive my cats crazy. And it was always like this year round. And the migratory birds, when they'd come back, would always get the orioles, would get the red-breasted grosbeak. We would get the cedar waxwings that would eat the chokeberries off the bush out in the side yard. We had all these different species of birds, like the downy woodpecker, the pileated woodpecker, the red-headed woodpecker. They would frequent the suet feeders. Nothing, nothing, you guys. No woodpeckers, no songbirds. They're not in the trees. They don't even come to the feeders. The suet has been hanging out there forever, untouched. Absolutely untouched. Nothing's been eaten on them. They look the same today as they have for the last umpteen months. There has been no signs of life anywhere. If I walk Gizmo out back, I never see a bird. Yesterday, when I did that video down in South Valley, I didn't see one bird, and you never hear a bird singing in the distance, calling in the distance, chirping, nothing. No signs of birds in the bushes, in the trees, flying overhead. Absolutely no birds at all of any species. Last year, we never even got the red-breasted grosbeak that used to come right around the same time the orioles would come. There was no cedar waxwings. Um, there's just been no species of birds at all. None of the wrens, none of the common sparrow, absolutely nothing. So is anybody noticing this at all? That if you go outside and spend a lot of time outside, or walk a trail, or get out to the woods, or just go out in your yard, how often do you see a bird anymore? I haven't seen one, not one bird anywhere. I don't even see their little tracks in the snow around trees and stuff like that where they would like swoop down to feed. What's happened to the birds? Has several years of spraying the skies finally taken its toll? You know, I saw an article, I'll leave a link below. There was an article that was published just recently that said that since the 1970s, we've lost 30% of the bird population here in North America, and it's worsening. Some birds are gone for good, forever. There's a woodpecker, I forget the name of it, that's all down through the Gulf states in the South, like Alabama, Louisiana, Mississippi. It's extinct now. It's gone permanently. And they've been pleading for bird watchers down in that area to where if they spot one, to report it. It was a beautiful woodpecker, and it's gone forever. Nobody's ever seen any sign of it for years. So it has recently gone extinct. You know, I remember last year they were telling people to take their feeders down because there was a mold in the production of birdseed. And sometimes I wonder, when things like that happen, you guys, if it isn't done on purpose. You know, I question the things that man does, because man's nothing but a screw up, and man ruins just about everything in this world and is always responsible for things. If you trace it back far enough, you'll see it always ends up being man. That is the source of the problem. And it's disturbing how much of this world has been destroyed by man and his foolish doings. And it's definitely taken its toll on nature, just like the salmon and all the different species of trout that have been threatened in the Northwest and all up through British Columbia and Canada, the migratory routes that have been obstructed and drastically changing the populations of the fish. But you guys, with no birds, we're in deep trouble. Even the bees for a time were in serious trouble, and I haven't heard any updates as far as the honeybee and the pollinators that we depend on for gardening and for wildflowers and for things to function and work as nature was intended. But this has been the first winter ever. I've never seen this before where there are no birds coming for the food. I can throw breadcrumbs out and they'll just lay there. Nothing's eating it, not even squirrels. I haven't even seen one squirrel. And the dray's nest that is out back, only 1/3 of it is left. Something destroyed the dray's nest, and those things are built strong. And I haven't seen the squirrels build a new one. I haven't seen any chipmunks. And you would see stuff like this throughout especially a winter this mild where they can still get out and look for food. You should see them coming down out of the trees, because even in the wintertime, I would see a squirrel that would come to the suet and climb up the pole and try to get to the suet feeder. I haven't seen anything, nothing. My cats go out every day, and they used to bring a mouse to the door from time to time because that's what cats do. They try to show their appreciation and bring you a present, all of which none of us ever appreciate, but that's what cats do. They haven't gotten anything, not even a mole, absolutely nothing. So are the mice gone too? I don't understand what's going on, but it's affecting small birds because there's still eagles and hawks and large birds, but your songbirds and even the migratory birds haven't been returning. So what's happening to them all? Where are they? I haven't been seeing any dead birds on the ground or even anywhere where I drive and travel. But let me know what's going on in your area, guys. Are you seeing the same phenomena? Because BP Earthwatch, he's down south. He said it's been void of birds in his woods. Other people commenting below his video are all chiming in where they live, and they said the same thing's happening where they live. And there's been no birds. I mean, cardinals and blue jays out front would land in the tree right out my kitchen windows all the time. There was always birds in that tree. I haven't seen one bird in that tree this winter since fall. Not one. And I don't know why. If I walk out back, I don't see any birds. Used to be able to see them going through the bushes, fluttering, and you come across an area where like maybe there's a nest and they're protecting it. You don't even see the nests anymore. You don't see anything. It's like completely void of any type of bird. I still see animal tracks out back, like deer and lynx, coyote, turkey. I see other things like that, other animals, but the birds, they're gone, you guys. I don't see any, and I've been looking for them. I've been watching for them, and I don't see any. So something's wrong. Something's different. This has been the first winter I have not seen birds. Way out west, and even in the Pacific regions of the world, has been getting the kind of winters that we would get here in the Northeast. It's like the whole world shifted, and all the snow is way west of me. We're having an extremely mild winter. I mean, this coming weekend on Saturday, it's supposed to be 50 degrees as we're going into January. I'm not complaining about it. It's just that without the snow melt, we're going to have a water deficit come spring and summer. There's a giant reservoir in the next county over that I frequent every year, and they open up the dam and they empty it out. And then that is dependent on all the snow coming out of the mountains and all the flow of the streams and tributaries that come into that to bring the levels back up to what they need to be for summer. That's going to be a problem. It's going to be a huge problem everywhere. So I don't know, you guys, things are different and things are changing, and who knows? But comment down below if you would, and please let me know if your area is void of birds as well. Have you noticed it? You know, if you're one that pays attention, you know, and feeds birds, have you noticed the same thing, that they're gone? Don't know where they went. Anyway, the link on the article is below. Thanks for watching, you guys. We'll see you again in the next one. Bye-bye.